Thank you for coming to Compass Starlight. This is going to be a weekend reading. I can't believe we're already... What day is today? Oh, I'm sorry. Today's Sunday. This is going to be a reading for the week. I beg your pardon. I'm a little lost, apparently. This is my deck of archetype cards, the Mantegna Tarot. We have Intellect, card number 31. We have Jupiter, card number 46, and Uterp, card number 18. Haven't seen that one in a while. This deck here is a deck of oracle cards. It's called Sea Soul Journeys Oracle Cards. Let's see what we get for an oracle for this week ahead. Oh, I'm going to have to go fetch that one. And then there's that one. Imagine. Resilient. May your soul weather the storms. And that other one, Imagine, says, may you look beyond what can be seen. And then in my hands, I have the Rain Shadow Tarot. Let's see what messages we get here. Two more. Oh, that's a lot more. Do I take them? Okay. Yep. The answer is yes. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Chariot, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups. Oh my goodness, so many cards. The Devil and the Ace of Cups. Do they all fit, more or less? I saw the Devil in one of the last readings. Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. That's nice. Alright, we're going to look at this card here, Intellect, to begin with. This is card number 31. This is the archetype for doubts. Always act knowing that you may make a mistake. It's about being reasonable and realistic in your expectations of different situations. Sometimes we can consider the future, what could happen, have high hopes of what could go right, but also accepting the possibility that things may not work out in our favor. Likewise, when we make choices and decisions, there's always a possibility that the choices we're making aren't in our best interest, or that in hindsight we might make a better choice, a different choice for ourselves. And yet things happen for a reason, so we're meant to accept the fate of the choices we make. The next card is Jupiter. Is it Jupiter? Yeah, 46. It's the archetype for will. Dominate the situation while remaining in the background. This is a call to be observant in order to get an idea of how situations or events could play out. You could have things work in your favor if you can anticipate different directions and choices that other people can choose. What the directions that they'll make if you see how the events are unfolding. You have the opportunity to sit in the background and observe the movement of situations around you. And then we have card number 18, Uterp. Uterp is the archetype for inspiration. Listen to the notes everything lets out. These two play well together. If you can sit back and listen, sit back and observe, you get a better idea of the flow of energy. You can get an idea of the evolution of a situation or an environment. In this card, Jupiter, we have several soldiers on the ground. They could be sleeping. Are they sleeping or are they deceased? There is an eagle of strength and as well one individual at the foot of Jupiter that remains unharmed. I'd like to think that with this particular reading at least, that individual that is unarmored is protected by the benefic planet of Jupiter because they have learned lessons through the different cycles, because they have been observant and are aware of how situations can evolve. So in your assessment, we make decisions from that point of view, from that perspective. By sitting back and being observant, we can glean new information from the circumstances. However, that information may be all that we have. That information is all that we have from which to work. That's our perspective, that's our point of view. And we can still make mistakes as we move forward. And yet, the protagonist in that card is holding on to the sun, following that ray of light, that divine inspiration. That's all we really can do, is follow that divine inspiration and hope that the dreams and the light that leads us, the star in the lantern that we use to guide our way, brings us to fulfillment. There may be a culmination. Oh, today's the full moon. Perhaps you'll experience something today, or you've experienced something today, or you will in the next few days, that will bring new insight, more information, more clarity to your point of view. I'm going to read these two cards, Resilient and Imagine, from the guidebook that came with these cards. Oh, let's see. Resilient says, may your soul weather the storms. The reflection for this card says, the pebbles endure, turned in the shoreline, beached between tides, sea-glazed they shine. Solid, they face the waves' inevitable return, as proof that in the unending wash, even the hardest of rocks is tumbled smooth. The blessings for this card say, may you be irrepressible. May you sculpt a bold life from the challenges and upturns. May you tend to your resilience in the lulls between the tides. As my challenges shape me, my soul glows. One thing I like about this particular card here, the line, may you tend to your resilience in the lulls between the tides. May you sculpt a bold life from the challenges and upturns. Sometimes when we do make mistakes or make poor judgments, when we see doors close, we can look on the past and lament the endings when we could just as easily turn forward to the future and embrace new beginnings. There's always something equally as powerful in the opposing energy, right? There's light and there's dark. There's night and there's day. when the tower hits, there's an opportunity for great new beginnings. But if you are looking at the crumbles of the tower that has fallen, you're taking that time that could be spent on building a new foundation. The point is, there is potential to build a new foundation. There's always potential. When there's a closed door, they say there's always another door opening. Are you looking for that open door? Are you open to experiencing, receiving the abundance that would come through that open door or from passing through it yourself? May your soul weather the storms. You can grow and be greater from the challenges through which you have passed. The next card is Imagine. Imagine says, may you look beyond what can be seen. The undersea world reflects your imagination, rich with instinctive impulses, ideas, and emotions. Immersed, you can look within, behind, and beyond your current experience and explore new possibilities without fear. The blessings say, may you conceive of it. May you be led by bold dreams and intuition. May your creativity flow. May you seek the possible in the impossible. And the mantra says, I dream my vision into being. This card bodes well for manifestation, and that is something on which we should be focused instead of the tower or the challenges that we face. There are challenges here. There's the Devil and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card about challenges specifically. Traditionally, it is a card in which there are individuals fighting, and though it is unclear that whether or not they are fighting or sparring for practice, what is clear about the card is that it's a message of conflict and overcoming conflict. We do have to practice our skills in order to find excellence in those things. You can overcome your challenges. When you face them over and over again, those lessons, there comes a point where we finally learn the lessons. You can overcome the challenges of the lessons. There are at times cycles that we no longer have to repeat because we've been there and we've done that. And with keen observation, we do have the ability and foresight to anticipate where we might replicate past patterns and cycles, and instead we can choose to make new decisions instead of being mistaken. There is a message in this reading of something new and bright coming in. We have the Knight of Swords, which is swift energy moving forward. This is exuberant, enthusiastic energy toward a new endeavor. And it is right next to the card, the Chariot, card number 7 in the Major Arcana. This is the card of moving forward as well. We have two cards here of moving forward. One with a swiftness. And the Chariot suggests a nice balance between the shadow energy and the light. In this particular deck, it is depicted as the moon and the sun together. You see the dark side and the light, or the dark side of the moon and the light side of the moon. The Charioteer in the traditional tarot decks is an individual driving a chariot by way of two equal and opposing forces. They could be depicted as horses or other animals. One is light and one is dark. And of course, in that sense, they are representing both the shadow side as well as the light. And the charioteer has to harness both energies and keep them in balance in order to have them move forward together. So with balance, can be victorious and move forward with a gusto, with um, with exuberance and high vitality. We have here the King of Pentacles. That is a strong, stable energy, materially stable, grounded in the earthly plane. It is material abundance. And next to it we have the Page of Pentacles. That is a message of stability, an offer, something new, something beginning, however slow moving. It may require us to hone our skills and communicate through conflicts in order to receive this message to achieve the stability here. And see these cards as being sort of working in conjunction. From there we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a card that represents material stability, an offer of stability. The stability comes from consistency. However, this is a very slow moving energy. This is the seed of something new to begin. This is the seed we plant, and we have to wait for it to germinate and grow into something that will bear fruit for us. In this sense here, it requires us turning away from that which does not serve us. The Eight of Cups. These cups no longer hold contents which we desire. We have to walk away from these 8 cups in pursuit of the 9th cup, our happiness, our joy, our satisfaction, our fulfillment. And we have this next to the Devil, which may suggest difficulty in letting go of the past, difficulty in letting go of these things that don't serve us any longer. But there is, if we can walk away from this devil energy, this feeling of being bound and oppressed by, being bound to or oppressed by certain people, places, situations, energies. By walking away from the things that no longer serve us, we can achieve this Ace of Cups, this offer of emotional fulfillment. Let's see what we can get here for clarification from the Visconti Tarot. It looks like we have some new stability coming towards us. Seeds we can plant for material abundance, strength, stability, something unknown, but something to which we can move forward and embrace with enthusiasm. This first card out is the Page of Cups. It could be a message of love. It could be a message of an offer that is something that excites us, something that is going to offer us emotional satisfaction. And we have the Hanged Man and the Seven of Pentacles. The Hanged Man asks us to take a different perspective. And again, this card, Jupiter, asking us to sit back and be observant and to sort of take charge from the background. It gives us an opportunity to have a new perspective. We also have the Seven of Coins, followed by the Six of Swords. I just want to look at something here. I want to read these again. Intellect, card number 31. Always act knowing that you may make a mistake. Yes. Jupiter, card number 46. Dominate the situation while remaining in the background. And usurp, Inspiration. Listen to the notes. Everything lets out. We can listen to the notes and we can harmonize the energy. Perhaps that gives us a new perspective. This observation here indicated by these archetype cards could be just what we need to have a new perspective. And in that new perspective, sort of taking a time out, we are limited with the use of our hands and our feet by being in this position all tied up. But if it can change the perspective and give us some new ideas, that may be why we have this enthusiasm to move forward towards something that can produce a stable foundation. The Seven of Coins is having made an investment and waiting and watching and waiting for that investment to grow. Is it worth it? Is it worth making that investment? We have the Six of Swords here, which is interesting that it's right here next to this card, Resilient. Because the Six of Swords is a card of moving on to calmer shores, leaving something behind. Again, like this Eight of Cups, leaving something behind, but with the anticipation that the place to which we are moving forward is going to be calm and peaceful and bring us fulfillment. We've made a choice to move forward based on clarity that we have of mind. So again, referring back to this Hanged Man card here, changing your perspective, maybe we get an idea of what could be really good for us after weathering the storm. Where can we find a place of calmer waters after turning away from these spilled cups? Where can we turn our attention to find new cups to fill? And this final card here, the Five of Wands. Again, I might have to get one more, because that also refers back to this conflict that we need to overcome. That conflict, it's best to overcome that conflict with communication. Where can you be more clear with your communication? All right, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups here. So communication in your emotions, what would be satisfying to you? This is to process and feel confident about your feelings about people, situations, circumstances, places. When you feel uncomfortable with things that people are saying, how they're communicating with you, or how they are communicating who they are. If you feel uncomfortable, it is your responsibility to leave that environment. If you are feeling, because we're focusing on feelings here, the King of Chalices knows his feelings. He's very secure in his feelings. He's very stable. He's on this throne, on a platform, on the water. So no matter how rocky the waves get, he's still able to keep his balance. He doesn't get moody. He doesn't fly off the handle. He is able to maintain himself at an even keel. So that's an ideal. We want to maintain ourselves with an even keel emotionally. That's not to say don't be happy or refuse to admit that you're upset or sad, but it is to identify, if this makes me happy, pursue that further. If this makes me upset or sad, well, don't do it anymore. Don't involve yourself in those circumstances or with those people. So that is the message for the week ahead. It's sort of an interesting message. Ultimately, we're being asked to be observant and sort of maintain an authority from the background, an authority over ourselves in the directions we choose. But we also have enthusiasm to move forward. We have to leave some things behind. And what are we moving forward with? Where are we investing? We do have some coins cards here, the Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. We can have a strong foundation. We can have strong sense of stability and security moving forward. But what does it take to get there? The enthusiasm to move forward toward it, the enthusiasm to invest in it, the acceptance of leaving something behind, perhaps something that is tied to devil energy, something that is oppressive or domineering. Yeah. And also to clear or clarify conflict, move forward into calmer shores, weather the storms, and move forward into calmer waters. May you look beyond what can be seen. If you could delve into your subconscious, into your psyche, what would you find? What would make you happy? What would appease you? What would bring you joy and happiness? How would you form your life if there weren't any restrictions upon you? That's the message for the week ahead. Thank you for coming to Compass Starlight.